When most people picture reptiles and amphibians, they envision slow, unassuming creatures, an iguana motionless on a branch, a turtle inching across the forest floor, or a salamander blending seamlessly into its mossy world. These animals are often dismissed as primitive, their lives governed by nothing more than instinct and the pursuit of warmth. But beneath the surface of scales and slick skin lies a world of astonishing complexity. Each species is a master of its own environment, equipped with remarkable adaptations and behaviors that have been refined over millions of years. Their skin, whether armored with scales or moist and permeable, is a living testament to the environments they inhabit. Each texture, color, and pattern a story of survival. These creatures are not passive bystanders in their ecosystems. The crocodile, with its ancient armored body, glides silently through murky waters, a patient predator. The tortoise, slow but determined, navigates rocky landscapes with a memory for roots and resources. The gecko, with microscopic hairs on its toes, defies gravity to scale vertical surfaces in search of food or safety. Each moment in their lives is a delicate balance between risk and reward, survival and vulnerability. To truly understand these animals, we must enter their world, a world shaped by the sun, the shadows, and the ever-changing climate. The term cold-blooded is a misnomer. These ectotherms are not defined by coldness, but by their reliance on the environment to regulate their internal temperature. A lizard basking in the first rays of dawn, a snake coiled on a sun-warmed stone, or a frog burrowing into cool mud, all are engaged in a daily dance with the elements, their very survival dependent on the mastery of heat and shade. This fundamental need for warmth has driven the evolution of some of the most ingenious behaviors in the animal kingdom. Bearded dragons flatten their bodies to maximize heat absorption, while groups of lizards gather in communal sunbathing sessions, sharing the precious resource of sunlight. Frogs, in contrast, may burrow deep into the earth to escape the midday heat, emerging only when conditions are just right. Survival in this world is a constant challenge. Camouflage is a first line of defense. Chameleons vanish into the foliage, turtles withdraw into their armored shells, and frogs leap away in a flash of color. Yet these animals are not only survivors, many are devoted parents. Poison dart frogs ferry their tiny offspring on their backs to safe pools, alligators fiercely guard their nests, and salamanders tend to their eggs with surprising care. Their habitats are as varied as their adaptations. In a vibrant pond, frogs compete in a chorus that fills the air with sound, while insects dart above the water's surface. On the jungle floor, every leaf conceals a potential predator or prey. In the arid deserts of Arizona, the Gila monster emerges from its burrow to hunt, while in the rainforests of South America, the boa constrictor coils silently among the branches, and the iguana basks in the filtered sunlight. Some adaptations are nothing short of extraordinary. The horned lizard, when threatened, can squirt blood from its eyes to deter predators, a vivid display of defense. Thermal imaging reveals how lizards harness the sun's energy, their bodies glowing with absorbed heat. Red-eyed tree frogs carry their young on their backs, while glass frogs, nearly transparent, protect their offspring with a delicate vigilance. In the darkness, a rattlesnake strikes with unerring precision, guided by heat-sensing pits that detect the faintest warmth of prey. Blind snakes navigate intricate underground tunnels, relying on touch and chemical cues. Geckos cling to sheer surfaces with microscopic toe pads, while frogs inflate their throat sacs to amplify their calls across vast distances. Every adaptation is a key to survival. The crocodile's explosive jaws, the chameleon's shifting colors, the snake's ability to consume prey whole, and the turtle's ancient ritual of laying eggs on a moonlit shore, each is a product of relentless natural selection, honed for efficiency and success. These animals are masters of concealment and stealth. A frog hides beneath a leaf, its skin perfectly matching the dappled light. A lizard becomes nearly invisible against the bark of a tree. A snake glides through the grass, unseen and unheard, its tongue flicking to sample the air for the scent of prey or rival. As dusk falls, a chorus of frogs signals the coming night, while turtle hatchlings embark on a perilous journey from nest to sea, guided by the moonlight. Iguanas gather in the last warmth of the day, their social interactions as complex as any mammals. In every corner of the globe, reptiles and amphibians are writing their own stories of survival, adaptation, and resilience. Beyond the scales and the skin, beyond the myths and misconceptions, lies a world of extraordinary creatures. Their lives are a testament to the power of evolution and the endless creativity of nature. By observing them closely, we gain not only knowledge, but a profound respect for the delicate balance that sustains life on Earth. Let us journey together into this hidden realm to witness the true nature of these remarkable survivors, creatures whose stories are as intricate and awe-inspiring as the environments they call home. For cold-blooded creatures, the pursuit of warmth is not just a daily routine. It's a finely tuned survival strategy, honed over millions of years of evolution. Each sunrise marks the beginning of a critical process, the quest to harness the sun's energy, a process that determines whether these animals will thrive, feed, and evade danger, or remain sluggish and vulnerable. Unlike mammals and birds, reptiles and other ectotherms cannot generate their own body heat. Their metabolism is entirely dependent on external sources. Their bodies function like intricate biological engines, requiring the sun's warmth to ignite their internal processes. In the absence of heat, their muscles stiffen, their reflexes slow, and even the simplest tasks, like digesting a meal or escaping a predator, become nearly impossible. The difference between life and death can be measured in just a few degrees. The giant Galapagos tortoise, one of the planet's most iconic reptiles, has evolved a remarkable solution to this challenge. These ancient behemoths, weighing hundreds of kilograms, must warm their massive bodies each day to remain active. With deliberate determination, they embark on a slow ascent up the volcanic slopes, their heavy shells scraping over the rugged terrain. This daily migration is not random. It's a calculated journey toward the warmest places on the island. At the summit, they gather near geothermal vents, where volcanic activity heats the rocks from below. Here, the ground itself radiates warmth, creating natural saunas that allow the tortoises to absorb heat even when the air is cool. Once their bodies reach the optimal temperature, these giants can graze on tough vegetation, their metabolism now primed for the day's activities. The heat they store enables them to move, feed, and even outlast cooler nights. In the arid deserts of Arizona, a very different reptile faces the same challenge with a unique approach. The regal horned lizard, perfectly adapted to its harsh environment, must balance the need for warmth with the constant threat of predation. This lizard is a master of subtlety. Rather than basking openly, it buries its body beneath the sand, exposing only its head to the sun's rays. This minimizes its profile, making it nearly invisible to predators while still allowing it to absorb heat. The sand acts as both a shield and a thermal blanket, insulating the lizard from extreme surface temperatures while providing a steady, gentle warmth. This behavior is not just about hiding. It's a sophisticated method of thermal regulation. The regal horned lizard possesses a specialized vascular system. By controlling blood flow to a cavity behind its eyes, it can selectively heat its head, using the sun's energy with remarkable efficiency. Thermal imaging reveals that the lizard's head can become several degrees warmer than the rest of its body, acting as a solar collector. This localized heating is a crucial adaptation for rapid morning warm-up. When the head is sufficiently heated, the lizard opens major blood vessels in its neck, allowing the warm blood to circulate throughout its body. This process is as precise as any engineered radiator, distributing heat exactly where it's needed. Not all reptiles rely solely on individual strategies. In some species, social behavior enhances thermal regulation, turning sunbathing into a communal event. The armadillo lizard of South Africa is a prime example. These reptiles form tight-knit family groups, living among the rocky outcrops where the sun's warmth is most intense. At dawn, the entire group emerges from their crevices, positioning themselves on sun-drenched rocks. This synchronized basking is both a social and a survival tactic. By clustering together, they not only warm up more quickly, sharing body heat and maximizing exposure, but also increase vigilance, with many eyes scanning for aerial predators. This collective approach transforms a simple act, warming up, into a ritual that strengthens social bonds and enhances the survival of the entire group. In these moments, cooperation becomes as vital as competition, demonstrating the complex social lives that can exist even among cold-blooded animals. As the sun sets and temperatures plummet, the need for warmth does not disappear. Instead, it demands new strategies, especially for nocturnal species. The leopard gecko, a master of the night, has evolved to thrive in darkness. Its survival depends on finding and retaining heat long after the sun has vanished. During daylight hours, the gecko remains hidden in burrows or crevices, carefully selecting locations that will absorb and store the sun's energy. As night falls, these rocks slowly release their stored warmth, creating microclimates that the gecko can exploit. The gecko presses its body against these heated surfaces, absorbing the residual energy, a vital resource for fueling its nocturnal hunts. This behavior allows the gecko to remain agile and alert, even in the cool of night, giving it a crucial advantage over both prey and predators. Through these ingenious adaptations, cold-blooded creatures have mastered the art of thermal regulation, each species employing its own blend of behavior, physiology, and environment to survive and flourish in a world where temperature is everything. In the relentless theatre of the wild, where every shadow may conceal a threat and every movement could spell danger, survival hinges on more than just speed or strength. For cold-blooded creatures, the art of defense is a masterpiece of evolution, honed over millions of years to outwit even the most cunning predators. Take the South African armadillo lizard, for example, a reptile whose very body is a fortress. When danger looms and escape routes vanish, this remarkable lizard transforms itself into a living shield. Caught in the open, far from the safety of a rocky crevice, the armadillo lizard doesn't panic. Instead, it executes a time-tested maneuver, one that has ensured its survival for countless generations. With astonishing agility, it seizes its own tail in its jaws and coils into a tight, armored ball, presenting a bristling array of spikes to any would-be attacker. This defensive posture is more than just a deterrent. The lizard's back is sheathed in thick, overlapping scales, each one tipped with a sharp point. By curling up, it shields its delicate underbelly, leaving only a near-impenetrable barrier of spikes exposed. For a predator, the prospect of biting into this living mace is both painful and fruitless. The lizard's armor is so effective that most attackers quickly abandon their efforts, deterred by the risk of injury and the lack of reward. Yet not all defenses rely on armor alone. Sometimes, the most effective strategy is to escape before the threat even materializes, a tactic employed by some of nature's most vulnerable young. The South American red-eyed tree frog is a master of this preemptive escape. Its life begins in a world fraught with peril, high above the forest floor. The female lays her eggs in a glistening, jelly-like cluster on leaves that dangle precariously over ponds and streams. Here, the embryos develop in full view of the rainforest's many predators. This exposed nursery seems perilous, as the eggs are vulnerable to both the elements and a host of hungry insects. Wasps, in particular, are relentless hunters. They pierce the jelly mass with their sharp ovipositors, seeking the defenseless tadpoles within. But these embryos are not as helpless as they appear. Inside each egg, The developing tadpole is equipped with a remarkable ability, the power to sense danger through vibrations. When a wasp attack is detected, the tadpoles initiate an emergency response. They rapidly accelerate their development, breaking free from their eggs in a synchronized burst. In a matter of seconds, dozens of tiny tadpoles wriggle out of their gelatinous capsules and plummet into the water below, trading one set of dangers for another but escaping certain death. Defense in the animal kingdom is not always about physical barriers or rapid escapes. Sometimes it's about communication, sending clear signals to avoid unnecessary conflict. The Panamanian golden frog, a jewel of Central America's streams, faces a unique challenge. Its home is a world of constant noise, where the roar of waterfalls drowns out any attempt at vocal communication. To overcome this, male frogs have evolved a silent language. They raise their front limbs in deliberate, conspicuous gestures, signaling their presence to rivals and potential mates alike. This behavior, known as semaphoring, is a visual display, a wave of the hand that can be seen even when calls cannot be heard. It's a sophisticated adaptation to a noisy environment, reducing the risk of violent encounters. But when signals are ignored, disputes escalate. Males may engage in wrestling matches, grappling for dominance over prized territory. These contests are rarely lethal. Instead, they are ritualized battles where strength and stamina are tested, but serious injury is avoided. The defeated frog signals submission by lowering its head, a gesture that ends the conflict and allows both animals to survive another day. For other cold-blooded creatures, the ultimate defense is invisibility. Blending seamlessly into their surroundings, they become all but invisible to both predator and prey. The regal horned lizard is a master of this art. Its body is adorned with a crown of spikes, but these are not just for show. The horns and spines disrupt the outline of its head, making it nearly indistinguishable from the pebbles and sand of its arid home. When threatened, the lizard buries itself in the loose soil, vanishing from sight. Its coloration and texture blend perfectly with the desert floor, rendering it almost invisible to passing predators. This combination of cryptic coloration, spiky armor, and the ability to disappear into the landscape makes the regal horned lizard a formidable survivor in a harsh world. Across continents and habitats, cold-blooded creatures have evolved a dazzling array of defenses: armor, escape, communication, and camouflage. Each adaptation is a testament to the ingenuity of life, ensuring that even the most vulnerable can outsmart the jaws that pursue them. In the intricate world of reptiles, relationships are far more nuanced than their cold-blooded reputation suggests. While many species lead solitary lives, there are remarkable exceptions, stories of devotion, subtle communication, and strategic parenting that unfold in the wild, often hidden from human eyes. Take, for example, the shingleback skink of Australia. Unlike most reptiles, these lizards are renowned for their enduring monogamous bonds, often returning to the same partner year after year. Their connection is unmistakable. Pairs are frequently seen traveling together, nuzzling and touching noses, a rare display of reptilian affection that can last for decades. Each breeding season, the male embarks on a determined journey, traversing harsh terrain to reunite with his chosen mate, guided by scent trails and memory. Their courtship is gentle and deliberate. The male offers soft nudges and licks, a tactile language that signals trust and readiness, forging a partnership that endures through the challenges of the wild. For weeks, the bonded pair remains inseparable, foraging side by side, sharing shelter, and defending each other from predators, a testament to the strength of their alliance. Across the reptile kingdom, courtship rituals are as diverse as the species themselves. Some are elaborate, others understated, but all are finely tuned to the demands of survival and reproduction. In the still waters of North American ponds, the painted turtle's romance unfolds beneath the surface, where subtlety and grace replace aggression. The male, equipped with elongated front claws, approaches the female with careful precision, positioning himself directly in front of her. He then performs a delicate ritual, rhythmically stroking the sides of her face with the backs of his claws, a silent serenade in the aquatic twilight. This gentle, almost musical gesture is a signal of intent, inviting the female to accept or decline his advances without confrontation. Their underwater ballet is a study in restraint and communication, a prelude to mating that relies on mutual understanding rather than force. Even in the dim, murky depths, these turtles demonstrate that tenderness and subtlety have a place in reptilian courtship, challenging the notion of reptiles as emotionless creatures. For many reptiles, the choices made during courtship and nesting have profound consequences for the next generation, shaping not only survival, but the very makeup of their offspring. The leopard gecko, a nocturnal lizard native to arid regions, possesses a reproductive strategy that is both complex and finely attuned to its environment. Courtship begins with the male gently nibbling the female's neck and stroking her flanks, a ritual that ensures both partners are ready before mating proceeds. Once fertilized, the female's next challenge is to select a nesting site with utmost care, for the temperature of the nest will determine the sex of her young. If the eggs are incubated at approximately 31 degrees Celsius, the hatchlings will be male, a precise biological mechanism that allows the mother to influence the future population. A nest just a few degrees cooler, however, will yield only females, making the mother's choice of location a critical factor in the survival and balance of her species. Her search is methodical, testing soil temperature and moisture, ensuring her eggs are not only safe from predators, but also optimally positioned for the right developmental outcome. Not all encounters end in union. Rejection, too, is a vital part of reptilian social life, often communicated through subtle but unmistakable signals. The female South African dwarf chameleon, for instance, has evolved a clear and effective way to decline unwanted attention. When approached by a hopeful male, she rapidly shifts her skin from vibrant green to a deep, almost black hue, a dramatic transformation that signals her unavailability. This color change is her way of announcing that she is already gravid, carrying developing young within her body, and not receptive to further courtship. As an ovoviviparous species, she retains her eggs internally, nourishing them until they are ready to hatch, a strategy that offers her offspring greater protection in their earliest stages. By signaling her status through color, she avoids unnecessary conflict and conserves precious energy, focusing her resources on the demanding task of nurturing the next generation, an elegant solution in the complex world of reptilian family life. In the dense, humid heart of the rainforest, a remarkable drama unfolds beneath the emerald canopy. Here, among the dripping leaves and tangled vines, the poison arrow frog demonstrates a level of parental care that rivals the most attentive creatures on Earth. The process begins when the female carefully selects a broad sheltered leaf and deposits her delicate jelly-like eggs. Each egg is a fragile promise of new life, vulnerable to the ever-present threats of fungus, desiccation, and hungry predators. Once the eggs hatch, the tiny, wriggling tadpoles instinctively climb onto the back of the waiting male. His skin, moist and textured, provides a safe haven for his offspring as they cling to him, their bodies glistening in the filtered sunlight. With his precious cargo secured, the male embarks on a treacherous ascent. He navigates slippery stems and precarious branches, ascending high into the rainforest canopy, where danger lurks at every turn, from predatory insects to sudden downpours. His destination is as unique as his mission, the water-filled axils of bromeliad plants. These natural reservoirs, cradled in the heart of the plant, offer isolated, predator-free nurseries for his developing young. With meticulous care, the male deposits a single tadpole into each tiny pool, ensuring that every offspring has its own private nursery. This separation is crucial, as it prevents competition for food and reduces the risk of cannibalism among siblings. The male's vigilance does not waver. He remains close, his eyes ever watchful, monitoring the well-being of his scattered progeny. His responsibilities extend far beyond simple transportation. The male must remember the precise location of each bromeliad pool, scattered like emerald jewels throughout the forest. He makes regular rounds, visiting each nursery to check on the tadpole's progress, ensuring that none are left unattended or in distress. Communication between father and offspring is subtle yet effective. When a tadpole grows hungry, it signals its need by vibrating and gently nibbling at the male's legs. This tactile message is unmistakable, prompting the male to take immediate action. Rather than searching for food himself, the male employs a different strategy, one that relies on cooperation and precise communication. He emits a distinctive call, a series of high-pitched trills that resonate through the foliage, summoning a female to the nursery. Responding to his call, the female, often the mother, but sometimes another adult, makes her way through the labyrinth of leaves to the waiting tadpole. She deposits a single, unfertilized egg into the pool, a carefully measured meal designed to sustain the growing tadpole. The tadpole wastes no time, consuming the protein-rich egg with vigor. This meal is perfectly tailored to its needs, providing essential nutrients for healthy development. Each egg is a lifeline, delivered with precision and care, ensuring that the tadpole receives exactly what it needs when it needs it. This extraordinary partnership between male and female is a testament to the complexity of amphibian life. The male acts as guardian, navigator, and communicator, while the female provides nourishment at critical moments. Together they form a seamless team, each playing a vital role in the survival of their young. This level of cooperative parenting is rare among amphibians and highlights the sophisticated social behaviors that have evolved in these tiny, vibrant frogs. The entire process is a marvel of adaptation, requiring memory, navigation, and a deep investment in the next generation. The male must recall the exact location of each nursery, sometimes dozens scattered across a wide territory, and respond to the unique needs of every tadpole. The tadpoles, in turn, must communicate their hunger and needs with clarity, ensuring their signals are recognized and acted upon. The male's ability to coordinate with a female, guiding her through the dense undergrowth to a specific pool, is a feat of both memory and social intelligence. This intricate chain of behaviors, spanning communication, navigation, and nurturing, demands a remarkable blend of instinct and learned skill. In the end, the poison arrow frog's nursery is not just a place of growth, but a living testament to the ingenuity and devotion of amphibian parents. Far from being simple creatures, these frogs reveal themselves as some of the most attentive, resourceful, and sophisticated caregivers in the animal kingdom. In the wild, survival is a relentless test of adaptation, and few creatures demonstrate this more spectacularly than the North American painted turtle hatchling. Their story is one of nature's most astonishing feats, a tale of endurance, transformation, and the power to defy the very limits of life itself. As autumn wanes and the air grows crisp, these hatchlings break free from their eggs, only to find themselves trapped by the oncoming winter. The cold arrives swiftly, leaving no opportunity for the vulnerable young to reach the safety of nearby ponds. Rather than risk a perilous journey across frozen ground, the hatchlings remain in their subterranean nest, nestled beneath layers of earth and fallen leaves. Here they face a challenge that would be fatal to almost any other vertebrate: the complete freezing of their bodies. As temperatures plunge, the soil above their nest hardens into a crystalline shell. The world around them transforms into a frozen landscape, with the mercury dropping to -10 degrees Celsius or even lower. In response, the hatchlings undergo a profound transformation. Their hearts slow and eventually stop, their lungs cease to draw breath, and every sign of life vanishes. They enter a state of true suspended animation, teetering on the edge between life and death. Unlike most animals, which would perish as ice crystals rupture their cells, the painted turtle hatchling's body begins a remarkable process. Ice forms not just around them, but within them, between their cells and even inside their blood. For nearly all other vertebrates, this would be a death sentence. The jagged ice would tear delicate tissues, destroying organs beyond repair. Yet the painted turtle hatchling is uniquely equipped to survive this ordeal. Their secret lies in a suite of biochemical defenses. As the temperature drops, the hatchling's liver releases a flood of glucose and other cryoprotectants into the bloodstream, saturating every cell with a syrupy solution. This natural antifreeze acts as a shield, preventing the water inside their cells from freezing solid. Instead, ice forms only in the spaces between cells, sparing the vital structures within. The result is a delicate balance. The hatchling is frozen, yet its cells remain intact, protected by the viscous glucose-rich fluid. This ingenious adaptation preserves the machinery of life through the harshest months. Encased in their icy refuge, the hatchlings endure the long, dark winter. For up to 6 months they remain in this suspended state, their bodies perfectly preserved beneath the frozen earth. As the first warmth of spring seeps into the ground, the ice begins to melt. The soil softens, and the world above stirs with new life. Inside the nest, the transformation is nothing short of miraculous. The ice within the hatchlings' bodies liquefies, and the protective glucose is gradually flushed away. Slowly their hearts begin to beat once more. Their lungs expand, drawing in the first breaths of the new season. Life, suspended for months, resumes as if nothing had happened. Remarkably, the hatchlings emerge from this ordeal completely unharmed. Their tissues and organs function perfectly, showing no sign of the trauma that would devastate other animals. With their bodies restored, the young turtles dig upward through the thawed earth, instinctively making their way toward the shimmering surface of a nearby pond. Their journey, delayed by the deep freeze, now truly begins. This ability to survive complete freezing and return to life is one of the most extreme survival strategies in the animal kingdom. It is a testament to the painted turtle's evolutionary brilliance and the extraordinary resilience of life. In contrast, adult painted turtles spend winter submerged in the muddy bottoms of ponds where the water insulates them from the coldest temperatures. Their survival depends on a different set of adaptations, including the ability to absorb oxygen through their skin and cloaca. For adults, the challenge is not freezing, but enduring months without breathing air, relying on slow metabolism and the gentle warmth of the pond's depths. The contrast between the hatchling's frozen stasis and the adult's aquatic dormancy highlights the remarkable versatility of this species, adapting to the demands of each life stage with unique and specialized strategies. From the silent frozen world beneath the earth to the lively underwater ballets of spring, the painted turtle's life is a masterclass in survival and transformation. Hidden just beneath the surface, their story is a vivid reminder of nature's endless capacity for wonder and adaptation. Across the world's wild places, the drive to protect and nurture the next generation is a force as old as life itself. Among reptiles, this instinct manifests in ways both subtle and extraordinary, revealing a hidden world of devotion and sacrifice that often goes unnoticed beneath the sun-dappled leaves and along muddy riverbanks. The five-lined skink of North America stands as a remarkable example of reptilian parental care, blending vigilance and ingenuity in the heart of the forest. After carefully selecting a secluded nest site beneath a rotting log or within the cool, moist earth, the female skink deposits her clutch of eggs, each one a fragile vessel of new life. Her task does not end with laying. Like a patient sentinel, she remains with her eggs, adjusting their position and removing debris, ensuring that each one is optimally placed for development. To maintain the precise warmth her eggs require, she leaves the safety of her nest to bask in shafts of sunlight, absorbing the sun's energy into her own body. Upon returning, she coils protectively around her clutch, transferring her stored heat directly to the eggs, a living incubator her body the only shield between her offspring and the chill of the forest floor. This cycle of basking and brooding is physically demanding, draining her reserves and leaving her vulnerable, yet she persists, driven by an ancient imperative. Each journey from nest to sunlit perch exposes her to predators, yet she remains vigilant, her senses finely tuned to the slightest hint of danger. Should a threat approach, she does not hesitate to defend her nest, lunging at intruders with surprising ferocity, her small size belying her determination. After weeks of tireless care, the eggs finally hatch. In a matter of hours, her role as guardian ends, and she slips away, her duty fulfilled. The hatchlings, perfectly formed and fiercely independent, scatter into the undergrowth, each one embarking on a solitary journey fraught with peril. Instinct guides their every move. Within hours, they stalk tiny insects, their movements precise and purposeful, already equipped for survival in a world that offers no second chances. The mother's brief but intense care gives them a vital head start, a fleeting moment of protection before they vanish into the tapestry of the forest. Thousands of kilometers away, in the sprawling Llanos wetlands of South America, another drama unfolds beneath the relentless sun. As the dry season advances, the wetlands shrink, leaving behind cracked mud and isolated pools where life clings to the last traces of water. For newly hatched caimans, these conditions are perilous. Stranded on drying mudflats, they face dehydration and predation at every turn. The mother caiman, sensing the urgency, gathers her brood and begins a daunting migration across the parched landscape, seeking the sanctuary of deeper, permanent waters. The journey is grueling. The group must traverse kilometers of exposed ground, the sun beating down mercilessly as the hatchlings struggle to keep pace. Many falter, their tiny bodies pushed to the limit by exhaustion and heat, yet the mother's presence urges them onward. Remarkably, she leads not only her own young, but a creche, a collective of hatchlings from multiple nests, assuming responsibility for the survival of the community's future. Her vigilance never wavers. She pauses frequently, scanning for threats and ensuring that no hatchling is left behind. Her leadership a lifeline in the unforgiving landscape. Through a series of low guttural calls, she communicates encouragement and direction, her voice a constant reassurance to the weary young. When stragglers fall behind, she waits, her patience unwavering, gathering the group before pressing on toward the promise of water. Along the way, she shields the hatchlings from predators, her massive jaws and powerful tail a formidable deterrent, her gentle nudges guiding the smallest through the most treacherous stretches. In this harsh environment, she is their guardian and guide, her every action a testament to the strength of maternal instinct in the reptilian world. At journey's end, as the group finally reaches the safety of permanent water, the mother caiman rests, her body spent but her mission accomplished. Her epic trek stands as a powerful reminder that, even among the most ancient and formidable of reptiles, the bonds of care and sacrifice run deep, ensuring that the next generation has a fighting chance in a world shaped by both beauty and danger. In the unforgiving world of the wild, survival is a relentless contest, and the margin between life and death is razor-thin. For cold-blooded predators, every meal is hard-won, and their continued existence depends on a remarkable suite of adaptations, each one honed by countless generations of natural selection. These creatures have evolved an astonishing array of specialized tools and hunting strategies, each perfectly tailored to their environment and prey. From sensory organs that defy human imagination to ambush tactics that maximize efficiency, every adaptation is a testament to nature's ingenuity. Take the pit viper, a nocturnal hunter whose mastery of the night is unrivaled. In the dense, shadowy forests where it lives, light is scarce, and vision alone is not enough to secure a meal. The viper's secret lies in a pair of heat-sensing pits, nestled between its eyes and nostrils. These specialized organs are exquisitely sensitive, capable of detecting the faintest thermal signatures emitted by warm-blooded prey. With these pits, the viper constructs a detailed thermal map of its surroundings, perceiving the world in gradients of heat. Even the subtlest temperature change, a mouse's body heat against the cool forest floor, becomes a beacon in the darkness. As a mouse scurries through the undergrowth, its warm body glows against the chill of the night, instantly betraying its presence to the waiting viper. Rather than expend precious energy in pursuit, the viper employs a strategy of patience and precision. It coils itself in absolute stillness, conserving every ounce of energy for the perfect moment. Positioning itself along well-traveled animal trails, the viper becomes nearly invisible, blending seamlessly with its environment as it waits for prey to come within striking distance. Its neck forms a tight S-curve, muscles tensed like a coiled spring, ready to unleash explosive power in a fraction of a second. When the moment arrives, the viper's strike is a blur, faster than the blink of an eye. The force of the strike is generated by the rapid straightening of its body, propelling its fangs deep into the prey. In that instant, the viper delivers a precise injection of venom, a complex cocktail of proteins that swiftly immobilizes and begins to digest the prey from within. Rather than risk injury by holding onto a struggling animal, the viper releases its grip, allowing the envenomated prey to stagger away and succumb nearby. The hunt is not over. The viper's forked tongue samples the air, collecting scent particles and relaying them to a specialized organ in the mouth. This extraordinary sense of smell allows the snake to track its dying prey with pinpoint accuracy, even in total darkness. Not all hunting adaptations are so dramatic or violent. Some are subtle, relying on precision and specialization rather than brute force. The queen snake, for example, inhabits the clear, flowing streams of the eastern United States. Its survival depends on a diet so specialized that few other predators can compete. This snake feeds almost exclusively on freshly molted crayfish, those that have just shed their hard exoskeletons and are momentarily soft, defenseless, and highly nutritious. A crayfish with a hardened shell is impossible for the queen snake to consume, so it must locate individuals at the precise moment they are most vulnerable. To accomplish this, the queen snake employs its forked tongue as a sophisticated chemical sensor, flicking it through the water to detect minute traces of specific molecules. By analyzing these chemical cues, the snake can distinguish a recently molted crayfish from the countless armored ones, zeroing in on its preferred prey with remarkable efficiency. This extreme dietary specialization means the queen snake faces little competition for food, but it also demands an extraordinary level of sensory precision and timing. On Karnak Island, off the coast of Australia, the tiger snake population has developed its own unique adaptation in response to a challenging environment. Here, these snakes feed almost exclusively on the chicks of silver gulls, which nest in dense colonies across the island. The adult gulls, fiercely protective of their young, launch coordinated attacks on any snake that approaches, relentlessly mobbing and pecking at the intruder's head. Over time, these attacks have left a significant portion of the tiger snake population partially or completely blind, their eyes clouded or damaged by repeated assaults. Yet, even without sight, these snakes continue to thrive, demonstrating the resilience and adaptability of their hunting tools. Deprived of vision, the blind tiger snakes rely entirely on their forked tongues, which function as highly sensitive direction-finding instruments. By comparing the strength of scent detected by each fork, the snake can accurately determine the direction of a hidden chick, homing in on its target with astonishing precision. Even in the face of adversity, these specialized tools ensure that the deadly game of survival continues, undiminished by the loss of a single sense. Hidden beneath scales and skin, the secret lives of reptiles and amphibians reveal a world of extraordinary adaptations, each a testament to the relentless creativity of evolution. These cold-blooded creatures, often overlooked, possess abilities that rival the most imaginative works of fiction, yet are grounded in the reality of survival. In the arid deserts, the regal horned lizard stands as a living fortress, its crown of horns not only a deterrent to predators, but a tool for channeling rainwater directly to its mouth. When threatened, it can even squirt blood from its eyes, a startling defense that confounds attackers. Nearby, the armadillo lizard curls into a spiny ball, its armored scales interlocking to form an impenetrable shield, a perfect adaptation to a landscape of danger. In the frozen north, the painted turtle survives months entombed in ice, its metabolism slowing to a near halt, heart barely beating, as it endures conditions that would be fatal to almost any other vertebrate. In tropical rainforests, lizards like the basilisk dash across water, their feet slapping the surface faster than the eye can follow, while frogs leap extraordinary distances, escaping predators with a single bound. The pit viper, a master of the night, detects the faintest warmth with specialized heat-sensing pits, allowing it to strike with deadly precision in total darkness. The poison arrow frog, adorned in warning colors, carries potent toxins in its skin, chemicals derived from its diet, making it one of the most dangerous animals in the forest. Meanwhile, the red-eyed tree frog's tadpoles can hatch prematurely in response to vibrations, escaping predators before they even emerge. Across continents, every species is locked in a perpetual dance with its environment. The tiger snake, eyes sealed shut, navigates by scent alone, its tongue flicking to sample the air for prey. In the wetlands, a caiman mother shepherds her hatchlings across parched mudflats, her vigilance and strength ensuring the next generation survives the perilous journey to water. Even the smallest creatures wield remarkable powers. The shingle-back skink forms enduring pair bonds, returning to the same partner year after year, a rarity among reptiles. The five-lined skink, in a display of maternal care, coils her body around her eggs, using her own warmth to speed their development and protect them from harm. Social intelligence and emotional complexity emerge in unexpected places. Lizards communicate through body language and color changes, frogs gather in choruses that shape the rhythms of the night, and countless species blend seamlessly into their surroundings, vanishing from sight with astonishing camouflage. Each adaptation is a solution to the challenges of survival, honed over millions of years. The gecko's feet, covered in microscopic hairs, allow it to defy gravity and scale sheer surfaces. Chameleons move their eyes independently, scanning for prey and danger at the same time. Some salamanders can regrow entire limbs, a feat of regeneration unmatched in the animal kingdom. Snakes shed their skin, emerging renewed, while frogs absorb water and oxygen directly through their skin, thriving in environments where others would perish. These superpowers are not mere curiosities. They are the keys to survival in a world of constant change. Each adaptation, from the subtle to the spectacular, is a chapter in the ongoing story of life on Earth. The diversity of reptiles and amphibians is a living archive of evolutionary innovation, a reminder that the natural world is filled with wonders still waiting to be discovered. As we peer into their secret lives, we find not only marvels of biology but also a profound lesson. The genius of nature lies in its endless capacity for invention. The superpowers of the natural world are a call to look closer, to respect the intricate web of life, and to protect the wild places where these extraordinary creatures continue to thrive, unseen but never unremarkable. Beneath the surface of the wild, reptiles and amphibians reveal another remarkable talent, the art of homemaking. Far from passive dwellers, these cold-blooded creatures are skilled architects and resourceful tenants, shaping their environments in ingenious ways to survive and thrive. In the dry savannas, the Nile monitor lizard excavates deep burrows, tunnels that spiral downward, maintaining a cool, humid refuge safe from the relentless sun and lurking predators. These subterranean sanctuaries serve not only as personal hideouts, but also as vital shelters for other animals, from insects to small mammals, creating microhabitats that ripple through the ecosystem. Elsewhere, The gopher tortoise transforms sandy soils into sprawling burrow networks, with a single tunnel sometimes stretching more than 30 feet long. These burrows moderate temperature extremes, shield eggs from fire, and become havens for over 350 other species, earning the tortoise its title as a keystone engineer of its habitat. Not all reptiles build from scratch. Many are expert opportunists. Tree frogs, like the red-eyed tree frog, tuck their gelatinous eggs onto overhanging leaves, letting rainwater wash the tadpoles into waiting pools below. Some snakes commandeer abandoned rodent nests, repurposing these cozy chambers as nurseries for their own young. In flooded forests, Suriname toads carry their eggs embedded directly into the skin on their backs, turning their own bodies into a living, mobile nursery. Meanwhile, the Asian water monitor makes use of termite mounds laying eggs inside these fortified structures where the constant heat and humidity provide perfect incubation. Even camouflage can serve as a form of shelter. Leaf-tailed geckos flatten themselves against bark, their bodies mimicking moss and lichen, disappearing into the landscape to avoid detection. Each of these strategies, whether building, borrowing, or blending in, demonstrates a profound connection to place. For reptiles and amphibians, home is not just where they rest. It is a carefully crafted solution to the challenges of temperature, moisture, and safety. In the silent work of these architects, nature's ingenuity is on full display, shaping both the lives of individuals and the very landscapes they inhabit. In the wild, survival often hinges on the ability to remain unseen. For reptiles and amphibians, camouflage is not just a tactic, it's a way of life. Across continents and climates, these cold-blooded creatures have evolved an astonishing array of disguises, each tailored to their unique environment and predators. Consider the leaf-tailed gecko of Madagascar. With skin that mimics the texture, color, and even the ragged edges of mossy bark, it vanishes against tree trunks, invisible to both prey and predator. When threatened, it flattens its body, eliminating shadows and further blending into its surroundings, a living illusion. In the dense Amazon undergrowth, the emerald tree boa coils itself along branches, its scales dappled in vibrant greens and subtle yellows. The result? An almost perfect resemblance to vines and leaves, allowing the snake to ambush unsuspecting birds and mammals that never see it coming. Not all masters of disguise rely solely on color. The horned frog of South America sports a rough, mottled skin pattern that echoes the fallen leaves of the forest floor. It remains motionless for hours, eyes half-lidded, waiting for an insect or small animal to stray too close. Its patience is rewarded with a swift, explosive strike. Some amphibians, like the Vietnamese mossy frog, take mimicry to new heights. Bumps and ridges across its body resemble clumps of moss, while its coloration shifts from deep green to brown, matching the substrate of its watery home. Even up close, this frog is nearly impossible to spot, a testament to millions of years of evolutionary fine-tuning. But camouflage isn't always about hiding from predators. Sometimes it's a tool for deception. The eastern hognose snake, when threatened, will flatten its neck and hiss, imitating the appearance and behavior of a venomous cobra. If the ruse fails, it flips onto its back, tongue lolling out, and plays dead, a dramatic performance that often convinces predators to move along. From the shimmering, shifting hues of chameleons to the static, sculpted mimicry of toads and lizards, the art of deception is a vital skill in the cold-blooded world. Here, every patch of color, every movement, or the lack of it, can mean the difference between life and death. These masters of disguise remind us, in nature, appearances are more than skin deep. They are the product of ancient struggles and silent battles, written in the language of survival. In the hidden world of reptiles and amphibians, communication is a matter of life and death. While these creatures may seem silent to us, their lives pulse with signals, subtle gestures, vibrations, and even unexpected sounds that share warnings, attract mates, or assert dominance. Take the tokay gecko, whose distinctive, echoing calls reverberate through Southeast Asian forests at dusk. These loud, repeated croaks are territorial warnings, a bold announcement to rivals, and an invitation to potential mates. Meanwhile, the American alligator uses deep infrasonic bellows that ripple across the water's surface, a sonic display that travels farther than the ear can hear, signaling size and strength to competitors and suitors alike. Not all messages are broadcast with sound. The side-blotched lizard of North America employs a sophisticated system of color-coded signals. Males flash their brightly colored throats and perform ritualized push-ups on sun-baked rocks, each gesture broadcasting their intentions, dominance, submission, or readiness to fight. These visual cues help avoid unnecessary battles and maintain the delicate balance of territory. Some amphibians communicate through vibrations. The Panamanian golden frog, for instance, uses a unique form of semaphore communication, waving its forelimbs in deliberate rhythmic motions. In the rushing noise of mountain streams, these visual signals cut through the chaos, ensuring the message is seen even when it cannot be heard. Chemical messages, too, play a crucial role. Snakes, like the garter snake, lay down invisible scent trails that guide others to food, water, or safe retreats. Salamanders secrete pheromones to mark territory or signal readiness to breed, their silent language lingering long after they have vanished into the undergrowth. Each of these forms of communication is an adaptation honed by generations of struggle and survival. In the cold-blooded world, a well-timed signal can mean the difference between conflict and cooperation, solitude and companionship, life and death. Their language may be hidden from our senses, but for these remarkable creatures, every call, color, and chemical trace is a vital part of nature's ongoing conversation. In the realm of reptiles and amphibians, survival is not just about avoiding danger, it's about overcoming it. Among their most astonishing abilities lies a secret power, the art of regeneration. While many animals bear scars as reminders of close calls, certain cold-blooded creatures can do what seems impossible, grow back what was lost. Consider the humble salamander, a master of self-renewal. When threatened by predators, some species can shed their tails in a desperate escape, leaving a writhing decoy behind. But the miracle doesn't end there. Over the course of weeks, the salamander's body orchestrates a biological symphony, rebuilding muscle, bone, nerves, and even spinal cord tissue. The result is a fully functional tail, nearly indistinguishable from the original. Not to be outdone, the green anole lizard also boasts regenerative prowess. After losing a tail to escape a predator's grasp, it quickly forms a protective cap of cells at the wound site. Beneath this cover, specialized cells called blastomal cells awaken, dividing and transforming into the tissues needed to reconstruct the lost appendage. Though the new tail may not perfectly match the old, it restores balance and agility, giving the lizard another chance in a dangerous world. But regeneration is not merely about limbs and tails. Some frogs and newts can heal damaged eyes, repair heart tissue, or even regrow parts of their jaws. Scientists have marveled at the axolotl, a Mexican salamander whose regenerative abilities extend to entire sections of its brain and spinal cord, a feat unmatched in the animal kingdom. This extraordinary healing power comes at a cost. The process demands energy and resources, and during regeneration these creatures are often more vulnerable to predators and infection. Still, the ability to regrow lost parts offers a remarkable advantage, tipping the scales of survival in their favor. For cold-blooded creatures, regeneration is not just a backup plan. It is a testament to nature's resilience and ingenuity. In forests, swamps, and streams, the art of healing is practiced daily, a quiet miracle unfolding beneath our feet, ensuring that life persists against the odds. As the sun dips below the horizon and the world slips into darkness, a new realm awakens, a realm ruled by cold-blooded creatures perfectly adapted to the night. While many animals seek shelter at dusk, reptiles and amphibians often begin their most active hours under the cover of darkness. But how do these silent hunters navigate a world cloaked in shadows? The answer lies in their extraordinary sensory adaptations, honed through millions of years of evolution. Take the gecko, for example. Its eyes are marvels of biological engineering, capable of seeing up to 350 times more sensitively in low light than human eyes. Specialized cells in the retina, called rods, are densely packed to capture even the faintest glimmer of moonlight. Some geckos can even discern colors in near-total darkness, a superpower that helps them spot both prey and predators. But vision isn't the only tool in the nocturnal arsenal. Pit vipers, like the formidable rattlesnake, possess heat-sensing pits between their eyes and nostrils. These tiny organs detect the infrared radiation emitted by warm-blooded prey, painting a thermal map of the night. With each flick of their tongue, snakes gather scent particles from the air, which are then analyzed by the Jacobson's organ in the roof of their mouth, a sophisticated chemical detection system that turns scent trails into three-dimensional maps. Amphibians, too, have their secrets. Frogs rely on keen hearing to locate mates and insects in the darkness. Their tympanic membranes, external eardrums, pick up vibrations and subtle sounds that escape the notice of larger predators. Salamanders, meanwhile, use a combination of skin sensitivity and lateral line systems, similar to those found in fish, to detect movement and changes in water pressure. These adaptations are not just about hunting, they are about survival. By mastering the art of nocturnal life, cold-blooded creatures avoid many of the dangers that daylight brings, from scorching heat to sharp-eyed birds of prey. In the quiet hours of night, they become phantoms, silent, efficient, and unseen. As dawn approaches, these night stalkers retreat once more, leaving behind only the faintest traces of their secret lives. In the world of reptiles and amphibians, the darkness is not a barrier, it is an opportunity, a stage for nature's most enigmatic performers. Beneath the scales and slick skin of reptiles and amphibians lies another world of adaptation, one that powers every movement, hunt, and heartbeat, the art of breathing. Unlike mammals and birds, cold-blooded creatures have evolved a stunning diversity of respiratory systems, each perfectly tuned to their environment and lifestyle. Consider the turtle, whose slow, deliberate movements hide an astonishing secret. Some aquatic turtles can absorb oxygen directly through specialized areas of skin in their throat and cloaca, a process known as cloacal respiration. During long, icy winters beneath frozen ponds, these turtles barely move, drawing in just enough oxygen from the water to survive months without surfacing. It's a feat that blurs the line between animal and amphibious machine. Amphibians, too, are masters of unconventional breathing. Many frogs and salamanders begin life with gills, breathing underwater just like fish. But as they mature, they trade gills for lungs, or, in some cases, forgo lungs altogether. The tiny lungless salamander family, Plethodontidae, breathes entirely through their moist skin, exchanging gases directly with the air and water around them. This remarkable adaptation allows them to thrive in fast-flowing streams and damp forests where lungs would be less efficient. Snakes, with their elongated bodies, have streamlined their respiratory systems for a life of stealth. Most possess only one functional lung, with the other reduced or absent, a design that saves space for swallowing large prey whole. Crocodilians, meanwhile, are equipped with a unique set of muscles that pull their liver backward, effectively acting as a piston to ventilate their lungs. This hepatic piston not only powers deep, efficient breaths for explosive bursts of speed, but also enables them to remain submerged for over an hour, waiting patiently for the perfect ambush. From the oxygen-rich heights of rainforest canopies to the murky depths of swamps and streams, cold-blooded creatures have rewritten the rules of respiration. Their diverse systems are a testament to nature's ingenuity, allowing life to flourish in places where others would gasp for air. In the silent exchange of every breath, reptiles and amphibians reveal another layer of their extraordinary resilience, quietly fueling the drama and mystery of their wild domains.